The history of Camille. Early life. Most of the family's wealth came from harvesting a rare crystal from the bracken, a creature native to Shurima. These hex crystals, or first crystals, contain power normally only wielded by those born with innate magical ability. After Camille's great great aunt lost an arm during an early expedition, her sacrifice inspired the Pharaoh's family motto: "For family will I give." The bracken, where limited research, and Camille's family had to augment the crystals they had accumulated. Utilizing shadow investments in chemtech and runic alchemy, they developed less powerful but easier to make synthetic hex crystals. Yet there were consequences. Synthetic crystal manufacturing has long been rumored to heavily contribute to the Zon Grey. Furthermore, it was only through espionage, intimidation, and murder that Clan Pharos held its monopoly on this priceless commodity and ensured its uninterrupted production in Zon, maintaining the family's place in Piltover's illustrious Blue and court. As the eldest surviving child of Clan Pharos masters, Camille received every educational advantage. She had exceptional tutors, learning to speak several foreign languages and play the Chelavina at a concertmaster level. Camille also learned to read and write ancient Shuriman while assisting her father on digs in the Odin Valley. Traditionally, one of the younger children would become their family's principal intelligencer, working with the clan master to secure their family's success by any means necessary. However, Camille's younger brother Stephen had a weak constitution, and so Camille took his place. He jealously watched her embrace her additional training, and she became quite adept in combat reconnaissance and interrogation. When Camille was 25, augmented Zonite thugs attacked her and her father, intent on stealing lucrative trade secrets. Camille's father succumbed to his wounds, and in anguish, her mother died soon after. Stephen became clan master, and he doubled the clan's research in human hextech augmentation, eager to prove himself as a strong leader. After a year of mourning, Stephen oversaw the induction of Hakim Naderi, a promising young crystallographer from the Shuriman coastal city of Belzoon, as the family's lead artificer. Camille requested Hextech augmentation from Hakim to push her beyond her human limitations. Hakim was instantly enamored with her, and they bonded over the preparations and late night stories of Shurima. And eventually, Camille returned Hakim's feelings. Their affair grew reckless, as they knew the surgery would conclude their time together. Hakim would move on to other projects, and Camille would once again be fully committed to the principal intelligencer's duties. More than that, Hakim worried that in carving away Camille's heart, he might remove her humanity. Days before Camille's operation, Hakim proposed marriage and begged her to run away with him. For the first time in her life, Camille was torn. Stephen had no such conflict, as he needed Camille to execute his vision. When he learned of the secret proposal, he devised a plan. The next time Camille and Hakim were together, Stephen set himself up to be attacked. When she saw her brother bruised and bloodied, Camille recognized what could happen when her attention was divided. Hakim pleaded with Camille, but she wouldn't listen. Her family, she would give. She ended her relationship with Hakim, insisting her surgery go forward. He was the only one who could safely perform the operation, and so he excised Camille's heart and replaced it with Hextech, and resigned. When she awoke, the lab she and Hakim had shared was abandoned. Camille focused on her work. She took on further refinements, including bladed legs, grapple spindled hips, and other minor hex augmentations, leading some to wonder how much of the wound was left. As Clan Pharos amassed more power and wealth, Camille's missions became darker and more deadly. Thanks to her Hextech heart, she did not age, but the years were not so kind to her brother. Yet even as Stephen's body grew more frail, his iron grip on the clan remained. Contemporary history. Eventually, Camille uncovered the depth of Stephen's betrayal and realized his machinations were no longer in the family's best interest. In that moment, she discarded the last sentiment she felt toward her brother. After installing her favorite grandniece as clan master, Camille now runs the family's public affairs, as well as its more shady operations. As a solver of difficult problems, she embraces her more than human transformation and the cutting judgment it affords her. But a strange, mournful keening in her hextech heart may yet prove a troubling portent? I think it's supposed to say potent. Regardless, Camille refuses to sit idle and gains invigoration from well executed industrial espionage, a fresh brewed cup of tea, and long walks in the gray. Convergence. During the events of Convergence, Camille is entrusted with the mission, which is to stop the Poindexter, a Chimobaron's family, which has carried out illegal and extremely dangerous experiments at the expense of the Hextech crystals of the Pharaoh's clan. After finding out that Echo was getting into the Boeing distress investigation, she herself went to confront him, tell him that the only way to stop him from interfering further was to kill him, and the two began to fight. Echo managed to incapacitate Camille. Future Echo at that moment telling her that he had met Camille, she immediately deduced that there were two Echoes who were trying to stop the Point to strike Chemo Barons, just like her, and proposes that they work together. Future Echo upsetting present Echo, to which Camille proceeded to leave to find the remaining Poindexter. During the fight against Jinx, she was about to throw explosives at Echo, but at that moment Camille appeared and cut the explosive with her legs, leaving Jinx very surprised. Then Camille proceeded to attack Jinx. At first, Jinx took the lead, hitting Camille in the head, but Echo used his Z press to rewind the moment to tell Camille to protect her head. Then, after a few hits, she managed to incapacitate Jinx, but due to a slight distraction, she managed to escape. Camille asked Echo if there was any way to contact his future self, and Echo told him that there was a way and to play along. Echo called his future self and told him that Camille was going to kill him for letting the Point Distress go. Camille proceeded to pretend to attack him with her blades, and future Echo appeared at that moment to stop Camille from landing the final blow on Echo. Future Echo asked what was happening and realized that he had been set up. Camille proceeded to threaten him to reveal his plan unless he wanted her to get the information out of him herself. Future Echo said that the only way to avoid the catastrophe was to destroy the reserves of Syntixi and the reserves of Hextech crystals in the Ferris clan vaults at the same time, which horrified Camille and Echo. Future Echo subsequently escaped to search for more Syntixi. Echo asked Camille to go with him to Zon to try to find Future Echo's hideout and discover his plan. Damn. Nice history. Interesting that I didn't realize how much of a key part she played with Echo and Jinx. It's weird. I'm curious now what Echo's lore is, if there's more than one of him at the same time. Oh well, I'll do that in future videos. The appearance of Camille is an elegant looking woman with beautifully human and robotic features. She is very tall due to having, instead of legs, large prosthetic blades. Her hips are exaggeratedly large, housing her grappling lines. Her facial features are pale white skin, high cheekbones, thick lips, short platinum white hair, and piercing electric blue eyes. She wears a cyborg armor of black, dark blue, and dark gray colors that covers the entirety of her body aside from her face. Camille's Camille is obsessed with her work, enhancing her body to levels far from a normal human through her Hextech body augmentations. She's cold and ruthless, not allowing any emotion to interfere with her duties. Being born into one of the most powerful families in Piltover, Camille is an aristocrat with an intense loathing of carelessness and mistakes. The virtues she values most are patience and precision. Despite her lack of emotions, Camille can still show signs of empathy and teamwork, even collaborating with Zonettes. Yeah, I was about to say, well, not really from what her story showed. The one story showed her just chopping a dude's head off when, just chopped a dude's head off with her legs. Crazy, but cool. Yeah, I was about to say, she's really pissed with Jin. She's encountered a fight against Jin during assassination mission in Zon, which affected her clan's business. What happened to Camille afterward is still unknown, however. Oh, there's a game? Rewind the past, control the future, explore and traverse through the spectacular city of Zon as Echo. Ooh, I'll have to play that on stream sometime. She also has a comic too. Wow. Alright then.